So let's get started. I think a good first question to work with is going to be, how does SEO work? So Sarah, why don't you lead us off into this and take us on a little journey?
Yeah, a lot of people think of SEO as this big elusive concept, but in reality, it's really just good common sense about your page's intention, imagery, content, metadata, things like that. What is your page about, and how does it relate to a search query? In addition to that, there's also a lot that factors in about location, your geolocation, really just that user's algorithm when they're searching, what they've searched before, things like that. But in essence, Google or other search engines, they put a value on the correlation between your web page and the user search query. Like I mentioned before, location and other things factor into that, but really it's just SEO has to do with how well you optimize your page to fit those search queries. So it's a very general answer. And there's a lot more that factors into it also. Content is a huge part of it. Content is king, is what we like to say. And at this point in my life, I've had dozens and dozens of conversations with other people in the field about whether or not content is important. And the fact of the matter, it is. Your content on your page says what your page is about. It communicates with the user. It communicates with Google, and content is a big part of it. So you can work up and down, like titling your images differently and working on metadata. But what it comes down to in the end is the content of your page and how it relates to a search query.
That's a lot. So does SEO work? No. So content, and we threw a few terms in there. So when we talk about content, that could be a variety of things, right? That could be a blog post, that could be a video, that could be an image or an infographic. But that could be a lot of things, but generally those are the kinds of things that you want people to find when they're searching, right? So when we talk about SEO,
Exactly.
it stands for search engine optimization. That is a practice where we are trying to optimize how people can find that content through search. But I imagine at even higher level, if we can break it down, what's going on is people are trying to answer questions or solve some kind of task or thing they're trying to do through the internet, and we want to help them do that. A lot of people want to help them do it, and Google or a search engine gets themselves in the middle of that and tries to help play matchmaker, I guess, right? So it's like, I've got a question I need answered.
Yeah.
Pull it out to the world, and Google's like, I will help you find the answer to that question. And I know this website right here.
And in a previous chat, David, we talked about how one of the major things is your page useful and does it answer the searcher's question? And everything that we're talking about factors into, is your page useful? When people are searching, they're not, back in the day, you could have a page selling, I don't know, selling something, but really you're trying to appeal to all these different search functions. And back in the day that would work. But right now Google is really concerned about, is your page useful? So SEO is proving that your page is useful for those searches using the things that we talked about, like content and imagery, and yeah.
The thing that I remind customers or people that we do SEO for is that the human communication is the essential. That's the key piece. And if the page communicates your point well and is received well, ultimately Google's wants to be able to rank those pages higher. And it seems like their evolution of their algorithm, it really is targeted at reflecting authentic information that really meets the customer search needs. So behavior is a big factor, actual observed behavior of people on the site.
Exactly, yeah. And that factors into ranking a lot too, which is actually our next question. David, did you want to lead us off with that one? Hi, this is Sarah from Denver Data Web. Thanks for watching. Please like our video and subscribe for future digital strategy chats. You can also visit our website at denverdata.com or find us on social media at Denver Data Web.